All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. I realize it may get a little confusing to try to keep up with all the projects that I keep putting on the channel. I've had a lot of different engine builds over this past year, 2 or 3 dyno sessions, on and on and on. We just talked about a dyno versus ET slip, had a good video on that, and lots of good comments under that. So please go check it out if you haven't already. The next big deal, I think, for 2026, and I wanted to go ahead and announce it now. We're gonna have us a little cam shootout with a Big Block Mopar. Before I tell you about that, let me tell you about the project that's gonna happen here. So I'll make quick reference here. A few months back, I was looking for a good 440 block to build, and I wanted it to be as close to standard bore as possible. I wanted it to be the thicker main webs of the late 70 model blocks, and it had to be a decent builder to make a large project out. Video on that if you haven't seen it. So I get that block to the machine shop. So that will be a 538 build. We've got custom Race Tech pistons we're ordering, Molnar 7100 rods, the Cali's Compstar 4500 stroke crankshaft, BRC aluminum main caps. So that's why I had to go to that special shop. They were able to line bore that engine. That's one of the only places in Arkansas that line bores, in Russellville there. Another big deal, we're using trickflow 270 heads, and I know they just came out with a 295 or whatever, but this was the technology we had at the time, so we purchased it. Our best bet that we thought, send those to Charles Servideo at Servideo Porting. He's on YouTube as well. Check him out if you haven't. I'll put a link below. He is part of our build. So he has taken these trickflow 270 heads all the way out to, I want to say they flow 371 now at 600 and 700 CFM. He's got videos of him modifying trickflow heads. If you have some trickflow heads you want him to work on, shoot him an email or a message under a video. We're going with the 337 Mopar intake because this has got to fit under the hood of a real street car. And I'll tell you about our goals in just a second. The engine will also have a Mylodon gear drive, BAM lifters, part number 2035-16BB1. If you know anything about BAM lifters, they're pretty awesome. The car itself is a 73 Barracuda, weighs around 3,500 pounds, and our engine goals are to have a pump gas friendly drag and drive deal. It'll be around 11.5 to 1 compression, and our goal is 750 horsepower. I think we can do it with that amount of cubic and those heads, but the owner would like to be able to spin this thing to 6,500 RPM. So it will need the correct camshaft. So to get my camshaft spec'd, I've chosen Daniel Powell at Powell Machine and Camshaft. He's also on YouTube. I had a live with him a while back discussing an intermediate shaft for a Mopar. So the backstory, you now know Daniel Powell's grinding us a camshaft, but in order to have a competition of some kind, you have to have another person. So Charles is good friends with Brian Salter of Salter Racing Engines. And if you're unaware of Brian, he's powered 6 NASCAR championships. He's got more than 20 land speed records. He's been the winner of Pink's All Out, and he's got over 175 circle track wins. So, well-known engine builder. I've got 2 guys that I'm proud to be associated with because they know more than I do, and you're only as smart as the people that you know. I'm also tickled that they're willing to associate with me in my small operation going on here, but every year we're growing. John Cope and I are taking big steps every year. So that will be our 2026 cam challenge. We will do the swap out on the dyno the day of at Kuntz & Company in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. I've got all that squared away. That's also the same place that Eric Weingartner's doing, I think, a small block Chevy cam challenge coming up next. So check that out. I think they'll be on the big new dyno there. Otherwise, I've got a live session set up with Brian Salter to be able to discuss his camshaft that he's speccing for this build. So look for that after the first of the year. We're going to get together and film a good video about it, talk about the project some more. Hopefully you'll follow along with that. I'm in contact with he and Daniel and Charles basically daily now, so we're getting the ball rolling. Our next steps will be Charles will send those heads to Daniel at Powell Machine. We'll finish getting our springs set up, everything there. Daniel will order our custom Race Tech pistons to try to stay at that 11.5-ish static compression ratio. I'm talking about static here. We get those pistons back, we can get those balanced with our rods and Callie's crank. Then I'll be able to get the block and everything back and start assembling that thing in the spring of this year. So look forward to that. Everything's in motion now. I know Brian has his cam being ground. Everything's pushing forward. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully you'll follow along with the project, and I hope you have a happy new year. So, Jamie, what was your favorite part of this year's No Name National?
Wheelies. Second favorite, honestly, the whole experience. It was a good time of my life.
It's pretty fun, I think.